Just like every teacher has different way of teaching, you will have different way of learning as well. For many years, educators measured human intelligence by one factor, our IQ or intelligent quotient. IQ is ought to determine how well we did in school, in life, and in everything.
Hello everyone, this is your first reporter, Aleja Kapilongan, and in this video, me and my friend will discuss you the learners with additional needs are also known as multiple intelligent learners. Before going to the lesson proper, let us first know our key concepts in discussing this subject matter. At the end of this video, we should be able to first identify the various additional needs that learners might have. Second is to differentiate the additional needs from one another. Third is to recognize the characteristics of learners with additional needs. Fourth is to discuss what marginalization means, and last but not the least is to identify different marginalized groups. So now let us discuss what does it mean by learners with additional needs. So gifted and talented children are those persons who acquired abilities, talents, and potentials at an early age. They have higher knowledge than average people, which means they are capable of doing high performance, exceptional production, or learning by virtue of any academic aptitude such as reading, writing, solving math problems, and world language. And because they are developmentally advanced, they require a special provision to meet their educational needs. Some are even provided with early childhood special educational service, which costs too much money. So there is also another way to look into giftedness, which is conceptualized by Howard Gardner in 1993. According to him, intelligence is multifaceted. People who are strong in visual spatial intelligence are good at visualizing things. These individuals are often good with directions as well as maps, charts, videos, and pictures. Linguistic and verbal intelligent persons are able to use words well, both when writing and speaking. They are typically very good at writing stories, memorizing information, and reading. Interpersonal intelligent persons are good at understanding and interacting with other people. These individuals are skilled at assessing the emotion, motivation, desires, and intentions of those people around them. Intrapersonal intelligent persons, on the other hand, are good at being aware of their own emotional states, feelings, and motivation. They tend to enjoy self-reflection and analysis, including daydreaming, exploring relationships with others, and assessing their own personal strengths. Naturalistic intelligence is the most recent addition to Gardner's theory. These types of people are most in tune with nature and are often interested in nurturing, exploring the environment, and learning about species. Bodily kinesthetic movement intelligent persons are said to be good at body movements, performing actions, and physical control. People who are strong in this area tend to have excellent hand and eye coordination and dexterity. Musical intelligent people are good at thinking in patterns, rhythms, and sounds. They have a strong appreciation for music and are often good at musical composition and performance. Last but not the least is the logical mathematical intelligent persons. They are good at reasoning, recognizing patterns, and logically analyzing problems. They tend to think conceptually about numbers, relationships, and patterns. This theory of Gardner can help us to capture and identify full range of abilities and talents that we possess. Learning more about this can help us better understand our own strengths. So to identify the gifted and talented students, there are procedures that needs to be followed. First is to locate the student's domain of giftedness. Among all of those 8 intelligence theory that Gardner proposed, we must be able to locate which section do we or our students belongs to. A wide range of tests have been developed to determine the domain of giftedness that your child possesses. Schools use a combination of subjective and objective measures to determine the giftedness. Some might be familiar, like the SAT test for objective IQ, and some are not, like the Renzulli scales for the behavioral characteristics of superior students. Each domain is enough to assess your child's gift and talents. Second is to describe the student's level of giftedness. After locating the domain of giftedness from the measures and tests done, we would be able to know the level of individual's giftedness. Is it mild, moderate, high, exceptional, or profound? Therefore, we will determine the additional knowledge that they need to enhance and level up their abilities. Finding and nurturing the special talents in children and youth, seeing them and their talent blossom is one of the greatest joy of teaching. In describing their field of talent, we must allocate the academic, realistic, investigative, artistic, social, and sporty ones. Their early identification of giftedness is an important mechanism which provides a pathway to the full realization of their potential.
So, hi, I am Joanna Lasidabe and I'm going to discuss the continuation of Ms. Capilongan's report, which is the learning characteristics of learners who are gifted and talented. The learning characteristics we're listed here is the common manifestation of gifted and talented learners. One might possess a combination of characteristics in varying degrees and amount. The first learning characteristics is the high level of intellectual curiosity, the eagerness of exploring and learning to satisfy their curiosity. The second one was reads actively. Reading is their hobby. They read widely and rapidly. The third one was the high degree of task commitment. Their motivational energy which pushes them to creatively use or originally apply their above average talents. The fourth one was the keen power of observation, the willingness to examine the unusual. They have an eye for important details. The fifth one was the high verbal. These learners have strong language skills. They perform better on verbal and tend to become competent in a language before their age makes do. Sixth one was the gets bored easily. Since they mastered the concept taught in classes easily, their boredom will affect them. Teachers should always know their interest or the eagerness to learn new concepts. The seventh one was the can retain and recall information. Learners who are gifted and talented are often able to retain information faster and for longer periods of time than average children of the same age. Their rapid learning ability allows them to process facts quickly and retain them for efficient recall later on. Next is excited about learning new concepts. Learners who are gifted and talented are always want to learn new concepts. It is because they are preferred to learn new concepts because of being an advanced learners. Next is independence in learning. Independence in learning, they can learn on their own and they are independent in learning new concepts. Good comprehension of complex contexts. They have good comprehension of complex contexts. One of their hobby is reading widely and rapidly, and it helps them to comprehend in all contexts they are reading. Next is strong, well-developed imagination. They have wide, creative, and strong imagination that helps them become more advanced than average children in the same age. The next is look for new ways to do things. As I mentioned earlier, they are get bored easily, that wanting them to do new ways and concepts, not to get bored. The last one is often gives and common responses to common questions. Giving them Common questions is also the way how advanced their mind is. The development of their cognitive skills unlikely common to the average learners in the same age. Learners who are gifted and talented usually get bored since they have mastered the concepts taught in classes. One thing that is common among gifted students is that they are very inquisitive. Fulfilling the instructional needs may be a challenging task. These are some suggested strategies for teaching gifted students. The first one is teachers may give enrichment exercises that will allow learners to study the same topic at a more advanced level. Learners who are gifted and talented is sometimes hard to teach because of how advanced they are. The second one is acceleration can let students who are gifted and talented can move at their own pace, thus resulting at times to in completing 2 grade levels in one school year. Next is open-ended activities with no right and wrong answers can be provided, emphasizing on divergent thinking wherein there are more possibilities than predetermined answers. Leadership roles can be given to gifted students since studies have shown that gifted are often socially immature. The last two are extensive reading on subjects of their own interest may be coordinated with the school librarian for further broaden their knowledge. Long-term activities may be provided that will give the gifted students an opportunity to be engaged for an extended period of time.